All right. Okay, this is being recorded. Module 4.3. We are going to be discussing okay. Module 4.3. Graphing radical functions. Graphing radical functions, 3 through 31 odd, and then 51 through 61 odd. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see what the poll says. Ooh, it's almost even. Wow, that's interesting. Almost split even. See, 23 of you voted. How many are in the class? 31. So some of you did not vote. See, 23, 30. So 7 of you did not. It's okay. You don't have to vote. 70. I don't know who didn't vote. So I'm sure that's okay with you guys. I don't know who did. I don't know who didn't. But it looks even. The poll looks even. Oh, 25 of you voted. Okay, so what is a radical function? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Am I? So let's look here. A radical function, I think I'm presenting. So radical functions are these: square root of x, cubed root of x, x to the fourth, sorry, the fourth root of x, and the fifth root of x. Notice something, if we were to graph these, actually, this is a square root of x. I'm just going to show you guys, okay? This is a square root of x. This is the cubed root of x. Notice the square root does not have negatives. It does not have negatives. If we graphed it, it would actually, if we graphed the square root of x, it would actually look like this, and it would not be a function. So we just graphed the positive numbers. This is the fourth root of x. Notice the difference between the square root of x and the fourth root of x, and the cubed root of x and the fifth root of x. Notice how they're kind of like families. These are the odds. You actually have negatives with the odds. You only do the positives with the evens. Okay? Now, if we go square root of x plus 2, look at this. This is the square root of x. Square root of x plus 2 would be over here. Notice it shifts it to the left 2. That's my h. And I'll get more into depth into this. Let's see if I can zoom it in. So notice x plus 2, it goes negative 2. This is x plus 2. Now, square root of x minus 2 would be this one right here. Boom, that's square root of x minus 2. Can I get them both in? This is square root of x minus, notice I shift it to the right, negative 2. Square root of x plus 2, and then this is my h, this is my k. Left and right, shift it left 2, and then I shift it down 2. That's the square root of x plus, see, it's the same as what we did with our h and k. And notice this one makes it negative, flips it upside down, plus 2 shifts it over there. Okay, we'll get more into depth, but that's basically what we're going to be doing today. Okay? So here's the square root function. Here's the cube root function is what it's going to look like. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph these. Okay, so let's look at 3 through 31 odd. So this is graphing based on what we saw. Okay, number 3. Let's go ahead and graph it. First, let's graph the square root of x first. Before I do that, let's graph the square root of x. Okay, before I do, let's look at our parent function, square root of x, and it is, let me see if I can get my camera to work here. Is it working? Okay, let's graph our parent function. So everyone do this with me. Let's graph y equals the square root of x. That's the first one we're going to graph. So let's go ahead and graph the numbers that we can graph. So let's do a table. We're not going to do this every single time. X, y. Now, just for the heck of it, I'm going to do -2, -1, 0. I'm going to skip 2. I'm going to skip, no, I got 1. Skip 2, skip 3. I'm going to graph 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to graph 9. Okay, Aaliyah. I'm graphing the square root of x. Let's just focus on these numbers here. Aaliyah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Aaliyah,
Oh,
notice I went 0, 1, and then I skipped 2 and 3, and I went 4, and I skipped 5, 6, 7, and 8, and I went to 9. Why am I doing this number for the square root, do you think?
I don't know.
Well, look at square root. Aaliyah, stay with me. Do not turn your microphone off, Aaliyah. Do not turn your, wait, I can't even see you, Aaliyah. Turn your camera on. I don't even know if you're there.
It is
You're like,
on.
your camera? I just see an
Yeah, it's
A.
on.
Can you see that I could see you're just an A? Isn't that weird? Okay, that's fine. But as long as you stay with me here, okay? Alexandria Gutierrez, help Aaliyah out. Why did I go 0, 1, 4, 9 here? Why did I do that?
Because 4 and 9 can be square rooted? I don't know.
Yes, I could take the square root of those. I could do square root of 2, but it'll be an ugly, ugly number, right? What is square root? I don't know, square root of 3? Blah, I don't want to do those. Aaliyah, why did I do 0, 1, 4, 9?
Because they can be square rooted.
Yes, very good. Okay, so let's take the square root. Let's do the first one. Square root of -2. Okay, what is the square root of -2? Anthony Campos.
Square root of -2?
Yeah. Whoa, I heard myself echo. Echo! No. All right. Anthony Campos.
Yeah.
What's square root of -2?
I don't know.
Very good. He is correct. We cannot get the square root of -2 because he can't get the square root of a negative. That's why he did not know. Very good, Anthony. You're so smart. Okay, Bryson, what's the square root of -1?
I don't know.
Yes, he's right. We can't get the square root of -1 either. Square root of 0. Christian Cervantes.
I don't know.
No, Christian, do not turn your microphone off. Christian, don't turn. Were you sleeping? It looks all dark and
Probably.
comfortable. And huh?
Yeah. What?
Okay, wake up, Christian. Daniel Reyes, Christians, help Christian out. Daniel, what's the square root of 0? I don't know. Daniel and Christian, stay with me. Danielle, keep your help these boys out. What's the square root of 0, please?
0.
Yes. Christian, what's the square root of 0?
0.
Do you not get the square root of a number, Christian?
Excuse me, what?
Do you know how to get the square root of a number?
Yeah.
Square root of 0? Huh?
Yeah.
Christian, what's the square root of 1?
1 then.
Yes. Daniel, what's the square root of 4?
2.
Yes. What's the square root of 9? Let's see, who do I ask next? Christian, what's the square root of 9? Tell me, just since I'm on you. Christian. Come on, I got to get through this class. I'm going to Christian, what's the square root of 9?
3.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so we're graphing the square, y equals square root of x. We plugged in our x, 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3. So we could get our function, y equals square root of x is going to look like this. Notice we can't get the square root of negative numbers, so we start here at 0, 0. Now, square root of 1, can you guys see what I have here? Let me put it up here. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 2, I don't know. Square root of 3, I don't know. Square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2, so I go up 2. Square root of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Square root of 9 is 1, 2, 3. And here's what the y equals square root of x looks like. Okay? That's our parent function. It looks like that. Y equals square root of x. So every single one, it's going to look like that. We're just going to shift it around and stuff like that. Now, what about the y is the cubed root of x? I'm going to go a little bit faster on this one. So we want the perfect cubes. X, y, flink, 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 flink. What do we want? -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. I use those numbers because they're perfect cubes, okay? So now the cube root of -8 is -2, because -2 times -2 times -2 is -8. I can get the cube root of a negative number. Is that confusing to anyone? Does anyone need to explain why I can get the cube root of a negative number? Anyone? We understand why I can get the cube root of a negative number?
Yes.
Anyone? All right. Go ahead, Kenji. You're going to say something?
Because if it's an odd, like you times it, like
Yeah, three negatives. A negative times a negative times a negative will equal a negative. Very good, Kenji.
As long as it's odd, it will be a negative.
Yes, if the root is an odd. So cube root of 5 works too. You can get the cube root of 5. That's why we have those negatives. Okay, thank you so much, Kenji. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and graph that. Hopefully you guys are graphing this with me. Okay, I'm going to have you show, you know what? I'm going to have you guys show me the graph after I'm done. I'm going to go, instead of like asking you each questions, you guys show me the graph when you're done. I'm going to have you hold it up to your camera. And if I can't see your face, I'm for sure going to call you. Okay, so graph this with me. Cube root of -1 is -1. Cube root of 0 is 0, because 0 times 0 times 0 is 0. Cube root of 1 is 1, because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Cube root of 8 is 2. Okay, Sensei, you're going so fast. Well, catch up. Oh my gosh. Oh, I dropped my pen. Give me a second while I get my pen here. So I'm going to go ahead and graph these. Whoop, 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 whoop. Can you see everything there? So I have bloop, 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 bloop. I also want to see your square root too. Okay. So x is -8. We go down 2. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it doesn't fit. It's all the way down here. Sorry, it's all in the way there. There's my -8. We got negative. Wait, did I do that right? No, that's not right. Yeah. -8 down 2. It's right here. Right? Not there. -8, 2. And then I go -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up 2. My cube root's going to look like this. Okay. So make sure you have that, because I'm going to have you show it. Be ready to show me on your camera. I'm going to ask you to show it to me on your camera. So make sure you're drawing it. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. to draw it. Are there any questions before I set my timer for 10 seconds? Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna get rid of this in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, who shall I see? Let's take a look. Let's see what you got. All right, Kenji's already showing her. Thank you, Kenji. Or showing his, sorry. Nikander, go ahead and show me yours. Let's see what you got. All right, looks good. Let's go with Emily Rodriguez. Let me see what yours looks like. Beautiful. And the square root there. Okay, let's go with Stephen McNaughton. Can't see you, so I'm calling on you. Are you there? Are you driving around? Are you on vacation, Stephen? Are you traveling? Stephen! Hey! Can I see your work? Oh my gosh. I cannot hear you. I think you're in a bad spot. Alexis, let me see yours. While we wait. Oh, there's Stephen. I kind of see you there. All right, looks good. Okay, let's move on now. Let's go to number 3. Stephen, are you okay? I'm worried. I'm frightened for your life. Just want to make sure you're okay, Stephen. We'll come back to you. Okay, so now that we know, by the way, look at the pattern. For the square root, square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, then we go square root of 4 is 2, square root of 9 is 3. Now, another thing you guys must know, okay, in math, we only graph the positive numbers because you know square root of 1 is not 1, but it is also negative 1. Square root of 4 is not just 2, but it's also negative 2. And square root of 9 is not just 3, but negative 3, which means negative 1's there, negative 2's there, and negative 3 would be there. And to graph it, it would look like this if I graph the negatives. But we choose not to graph the negatives.
You're not
Can
presenting.
anyone? I hate this job. I don't hate this
Why'd you
job.
just turn into a car?
I'm complaining because I have to do all this work. I have to click on present now, click entire screen. Oh my gosh, this is such hard work. Look at this. Oh, geez. Oh my gosh. Okay. So square root of 1 is not just 1, it's also negative 1. Square root of 4 is not just 2, it's negative 2. Square root of 3 is not just 3, it's negative 3. But if I graph these negatives here, there's square root of 1 is negative 1, square root of 4 is negative 2, square root of 9 is negative 3. And I graph this section, why can I not graph the bottom? Can anyone tell me? Why can't I graph that down there? What did I just do to it? It messes everything up. Anyone? Bueller? Steven, are you still there? Are you alive? Steven. Hopefully everyone, let's have good thoughts for Steven. Hey, look here. It means it's not a function because it fails the vertical line test. It has 2 points of intersection. So we only graph the positive integers when we do the square root, or else it won't be a function. Okay, so anyway, that's just so you know. Usually we call this, this graph here is called x equals y squared. We usually graph that. We take the square root on both sides as y equals square root of x. But that's how we graph that. Okay, so let's do number 3. So remember that we don't graph the negatives in the square root, or else it will not be a function. Okay, number 3. Let's jam here now. Now that we know all that, everything that we know. Stephen, Okay. F of x, we got to graph it, equals square root of x plus 3. Now, my square root, we can write our square root function as this. Y equals a times x minus h plus k. Remember that h and k are the vertical and horizontal shift. Oops, can you see that with my glare? Let me shift everything so the glare is not in the way. Right, so the h and k is the same. So let's graph it with the h and k. Here we go. Watch. You guys ready to graph? I'm graphing it now. So we're going to graph it with the h and k. Where's my h and k here? So this is x square root of x plus 3, and my k is 0. So we don't need to write it down, but it's plus 0. So remember, the 3 goes here. 1, 2, 3, negative 3. That's where my parent function starts. Because that's my h. I shifted to the left 3. And then you take your square roots.
Hello?
What?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Steven.
Oh, cool.
Steven, is that you?
All right. Yeah, I got it all working. I was in a bad signal zone, like you said. So.
Oh,
yeah.
yay. Everyone, let's. Steven, I'm so happy. Yes. Yay. I'm clapping for you. Wait, can I see myself? Can you guys see me? How come it's not showing me? See, I yell at you guys for not having your camera on. I don't really yell, but like I'm being a hypocrite. Oh my gosh, what just happened there? Holy moly. I think I just put you guys in the twilight zone. What did I just do?
You
my
looked at
gosh.
yourself presenting.
I'm,
You know when you put a mirror next to another mirror and it like reflects the mirrors? It's the
Yeah.
same concept.
yeah, I just did that. Okay, there. Now you can see my face though. I should do a vote. How many of you rather not see my face? I don't think I want to hear the answer to that question, honestly, to be honest. Okay, now let me presenting. Steven, I'm glad you're alive. Where are you going today now?
I'm coming home right now.
From where?
Yeah, we just got Cava Robles or Paso Robles.
Nice.
Up in, yeah.
That's cool, man. It's beautiful there. Paso Robles. Okay, so we go negative 3. So this means we shift it to the left 3. You guys got it? And then we get the square roots of our numbers. So, like, what's the square root of 1? It's 1. Boom. What's the square root of 2? I don't know, so I'm going to skip it. What's the square root of 3? I don't know, so I'm going to skip it. What's the square root of 4? 2. 1, 2. And we can go all the way to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Square root of 9 is 1, 2, 3. And that's all you got to do. You just follow the pattern, and that's f of x. Boom. Let's move on. I think we do 5 next. Are there any questions on how to graph that? That's all you got to do. Any questions? Because I'm moving on. Okay. Oh, look, it just has the picture here. F of x equals square root of x minus 3. So what would that be? Match each function. So x minus 3. So that means, instead of graphing it, let's match it. That means my x goes to the right 3, which is right here. And there's my square root. Square root of 1 is 1. Boom. That's f. So 5 goes with f. Where does 7 go? That means I go to the left 3 and down 3. Which one goes to the left 3 and down? This one here. Left 3, down 3, so it's E. 7 is E. You guys see how we got that? Was that too fast? Give me a thumbs up if you get it. I get this, Sensei. Let's move on, because I did that kind of quick. Or hands up. Hands up work too. Thumbs up, hands up. Okay. Laura, do you have a question? Oh, Laura put her hand up. Javier, do you have a question?
No, it's just not letting me put my hand up.
Oh, just go like this then.
All right.
Let me see. Yes, very good. Javier understands. Okay, cool. Noah, did you have a question?
No.
All right. You can put your hand up then so that you understand. Did you do that already? Or can you not do it, Noah?
No, yeah, I did raise it.
Oh, I didn't see. It's my fault. Stupid teacher. Stupid teacher. Oh my gosh. I feel bad for you guys. Next year, you get last year you had a real math teacher. Next year, you need to get a real math teacher. Okay. 7, 9. Okay, graph the function, identify the domain and range. Okay, so we got to identify the domain and range. Let's do 9. Boom. I'm going to do this fairly quick. Let me know. I think I'm presenting. 9 is h of x is equal to the square root of x plus 4. Okay, I'm going to do this fairly quickly. I think you guys are getting it based on your hands up. So this is my k. So that means I just go up 4. So that's all you got to do. And then we got to list the domain and range. So I'll do it over here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, I got to go way up. Okay, so this means it's, oh, there we go. Okay, so this means that's my k. So that means I go up 4. So then I bring my locator point right there. That's where I'm going to start, up 4. And then you take the square root. Go over 1. What's square root of 1? 1. Square root of 2? I don't know. Square root of 3? I don't know. Square root of 4? Square root of 4 is 2. 1, 2. Don't graph the negatives. And then there's your function. Boom. That's all you got to do. That's it. Okay, I'm going to get rid of it. Are there any questions on 9? We have to go up to 31 or something. Okay, I'm moving on. Okay, so I mean that's all those. So 11. Okay, so what about that 2 inside? That kind of throws us off. And the negative. Okay, so 11 is g of x is equal to negative cubed root. So this 2 means you're basically going to have to multiply your x's by 2. Just multiply it by 2 and then get the square root. So our square roots are going to be a little bit different. Our locator points are going to be a little bit different. And it's going to be negative. But there's no plus or minus or no h and k, right? So we just start at 0. Okay, so oh, it's the cubed root too. Forgot about that. Remember the cubed root's going to be the flinky. So we can do our negatives, right? So we want to find numbers that are perfect cubes. What's a perfect cube number? What's a perfect cube number? Someone tell me, what's a perfect cube number? A number that can get the perfect cube. 8, perfect. So I want x to equal a number that I can get the perfect cubed of. So let's make x equal to negative 4. Why did I say negative 4? Because 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, right? And the square root of negative 8 is negative 2, but then the positive makes it positive 2. Let me show you what I did, because I just did that in my head. Let's say we plug in negative 4. So negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And I want to get the cube root of negative 8, which equals negative 2. And negative 2 times negative 2 is 2. So that's how I got 2. So I kind of did all that in my head. The other perfect cubed is 1. But I got to make this into negative 1/2. Because negative 1/2 times 2 is negative 1. And then that'll be positive 1. Negative 1/2 times 2 is negative 1. Square root of negative 1 is negative 1. And then we get 1. And then plug in 0, we still get 0. And then we do 1/2, we'll get negative 1. Plug in 4, we'll get negative 2. Okay, any questions on how I got those numbers? I explained this one kind of, this one fast, these 3 super fast. I'll be happy to explain any of the ones I did super fast or fast. So basically, you got to figure out what numbers to do. So I got negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then positive 2, 1, 2. I'm going to do that in green. So that'll be here. And then negative 1/2, and I got 1, and then 0, 0, 1/2, negative 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. And so my function will look something like this. Am I all on the screen there? That one you kind of have to do in your head because of this 2 here. You got to figure out what numbers are the perfect cube root and you multiply them by 2. So that one's a little bit more tricky. But that's that. That's g of x. Are there any questions on 11? Oh, shoot, I forgot to do the domain and range. Domain. Domain are all of my x's. Notice it goes from infinity to negative infinity to infinity. So we can say either all real or negative infinity to infinity. My range also goes from negative infinity to infinity, so that is also all real. All right? I'll leave that there so you can write it out. Or you can say negative infinity to infinity. Sorry, this shouldn't be there. That equal to. Domain and range for this one. The domain is x is greater than or equal to 0. Whoops. That's less than or equal to 0. Sorry. X is greater than or equal to 0. It's everything from here on out. And y starts at 4 is greater than or equal to 4. Okay, that's the domain and range. That's the range. Range. This should be an R for range. Sorry. All right. So that was 11, 9. Are there any questions on domain and range? You got to make sure you know the domain and range that's on your check your understanding. So all these are just graph. Oh, 15. I'm not going to do 15, but I'm going to show you. You guys know 15. I'm going to make it easier for you. And then for this one, you just have to take a fifth. Let's see. You take the square root, then you divide by 5, and then you go up whatever that is. So it's going to be up a fifth or not. But let's look at 15 is f of x is equal to 6x all to the 1/2 power plus 3. So that'll be equal to, let me present. Can you guys see that? So remember, the 1/2 power is the same as the square root of x. Okay, so you do the square root. And then you got to do the thing, you got to find, okay, like what are numbers? Ugh, that makes it ugly, man. So x, y, I don't want negatives. So you want to plug in numbers that'll make this a perfect square root. So 3, 4, C. Well, we could do 0. 6 times 0 is 0. And then we add 3, right? 6 times 0 is 0, square root of 0 is 0, plus 3. Then I could do 1/6. Can plug in 1/6 because 6 times 1/6 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. Plus 3 is 4. Is it okay if I'm doing this in my head? Should I see? I said 6 times 1/6. I can plug in 1/6. Why do I want to plug in 1/6? Because 6 times 1/6 is equal to 1. And I could get the square root of 1. Sorry, this is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. Now, I also want this whole thing, so that makes it equal 1. I want this whole thing to equal 4. So what do I multiply 6 by to equal 4, right? That'll be 4, 6, right? That'll cancel out. 4, 6. That'll equal 4. Square root of 4 is 2. That's 5. Right? How do you get 4, 6, Sensei? Well, you want to figure out what can I multiply 6 by to equal 4, right? So you just, whatever this number is, let's call it R. What do I multiply 6 by to make it equal 4? Well, you just divide both sides by 6, and you get 4, 6. Anyway. So anyway, then you can just graph those. Next one, to make it equal to 9 would be 9, 6. That's going to be 9, 6, and 9, 6 would be 3 plus 3 is 6. So boom. Whatever. What is 4, 6? 4, 6 is 2/3. 9, 6 is 1.5, I believe. So anyway. But you guys can graph that. But just plug them in. You're going to have to put them in and solve. The numbers inside make it really difficult. It's like a horizontal stretch, not a vertical stretch. Are there any questions? 17. Can I move on? Okay, describe the transformation of f represented by g. Then graph the function. These are a little bit, this one's easier anyway. So if f is square root of x, what's the transformation? Well, you shift left 1 and up 8. That's all they want you to do. The h is 1, so it's going to be -1 and up 8, and then you just graph it. Do you want to list the domain and range? I don't know. It looks like not. So if I have x cubed, what's it going to do? It's going to do a flip and then shift down 1, right? That's all you say, what it is, and then you graph it. This is a vertical stretch of 1/4 and a flip across the x-axis. That's it. Error analysis. Describe and correct the error. Okay, what's going on here? Look, it shifted at -2. It should be +2. It should be to the right 2. It should be, this is an h of +2. I feel like I'm talking to air. And then 31. So, okay, use Desmos to graph 31, and then, or your graphing calculator, and then identify the domain. So just graph that on Desmos. And then what else? Let's see. We have, if I lose my 51 through 61. Let's see what 51 through 61 is. Oh, this one's using a graphing calculator to graph the equation of the parabola, identify the vertex and the direction the parabola opens. Okay, I'll do that one then. I think that'll be good enough. Like, let's look at it in Desmos. Okay, so we have here 1/4 y squared equals x. So this is going to be, this is going to show the x and the y. So let's look at this on Desmos. Okay. So am I going too fast? I feel like I'm going too fast. Let me check. Let me pause here. Aaliyah, how am I doing? Am I going too fast?
No.
All right. It's weird your camera's still not working. Alexandria, I can't see you either. Am I going too fast? Are you okay?
You're not going fast, sorry.
All right. Let's see. Ramon, I can't see you either. Am I going too fast, Ramon?
You're good.
All right. Steven, how's the trip going?
Pretty good. We got like 30 minutes till I'm home.
Okay, cool. 30 minutes, so you'll be right in time for 4th period.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph this on Desmos. It was 1/4, 1/4, and then hit the y, and then you hit the 6, the hat on the 6, y squared, and then equals x. Okay, so look at this. What is the vertex? The vertex is 0, 0. So you just do that, right? What else are they asking? I think the domain and range. Domain is x is greater than 0. The range is all real numbers. Notice how it graphs the top and the bottom. This is how they graph this. Is this a function? Say no. Very good. It's not. And what else do they want us to find on this? Where is that? Identify the vertex and the direction the parabola opens. What direction does this parabola open? Olivia, what direction does this parabola open?
To the right.
It's not yeah, to the right. I know it's not really a parabola though. I don't know why I said it's a parabola. That's it. Are there any questions? All right, hang on a second before I dismiss you. I'm about to dismiss you. Hang on. Yeah. Aaliyah, Christian, Ramon, Eduardo, Estrella, and Micah. I need all of you to stay after class. Aaliyah, Christian, Ramon, Eduardo, Estrella, and Micah. I need you all to stay after class. Everyone else can go. See you guys tomorrow. Unless you have questions, you can stay after too. All right. See you guys. I love you so much. I'm going to miss you guys. Maybe we'll get back to see each other. I hope I get to meet you guys in person. Bye, Catherine. Bye, Stephen. Bye, Kyle. All right. Okay. Those of you who had stay, your grade is less. Let me stop recording.